Okay, I'm out here in the garage and I was using my miter saw, cut me some wood pieces. Now I have my sander out and I'm gonna sand those pieces of wood down. And then these three here, of course before I go in, I'll put those together with the nail gun and some braces on the back. And then I'll take them in and start working on them. All right, I have that one put together, which all I did was take just some strips, put some wood glue on them, and nail them down. And there's the rest of them I sanded down. Now I'm going to take them in and work on them. All right, I forgot I needed a star for what the board that I put together here. So I have drawn a pattern out, and now I'm going to take it back out into the garage and cut it out on my scroll saw. All right, I have all my wood pieces stained, and for a couple of them, like this one and that one, I needed to go into my Silhouette Studio software and cut something out. Okay, I'm going to start with, I laid my star on here so I could kind of tell where I wanted the colors to stop. And I'm just going to, on the first slat, just give it some white coat, because I will go over this. Ooh, I gotta run with my sander when I'm done painting these stripes. Well, and that up there also. That side, and then this side over here. I need something so I don't go off crooked, dropping everything. Kind of give me something to go by. This here is really easy, and I think it's going to turn out really cute too. It's just wood scraps. And if you go where they're building houses, they always have these, they're always trimming boards down like this, and there's usually a lot of them, I know, because my husband does build houses. And he's the one that gives, well, at first I was just going to his stockpile of throwaway crap. He'd say, I don't know why you want that. I said, because I need scraps. I make stuff with scraps. I don't need good big pieces of wood. And now he's learned, he just brings it home to me. Just like that pile sitting out on the front porch. Okay, and what else needs to go while I'm painting this color? The star. Get the star done. Well, I poured way too much paint out. I want to finish this up, wash my brush out, and start on the blue, if I can find some blue. I haven't used dark blue for so long. What I did have, I used up last year on my decor for my front porch, which I'm going to make a set of those, hopefully, if I have time sometime. Okay. So I'm going to finish on with this. Getting these, the 2 coats, after it dries, give it 2 coats. And then I'm going to take it to the garage and sand it down some to give it a distressed look. Okay, I took it out to the garage and distressed it. And now I'm going to just put a coat of Mod Podge on the flag, because after I get done, after this dries, I'll be using some, what this stuff's needing to be thinned out. I'll be using some antiquing gel. And I just realized I don't think I gave you any kind of measurements on how long I made this. It is about 22.5 inches long. And of course, how wide it will depend on your strips. But you could do this with just one thin piece of board. So it's 22 inches long and 6.5 inches wide. And the blue part that I painted is 7 1/4. I went 7 1/4 down. And my star, oh, I need to give that a quick coat of Mod Podge. The star is a 7-inch star. And I just went in on, I think, on Silhouette Studio and found a primitive star, but I just, with the nodes, I kind of clicked it where you get the nodes and pulled and stretched till I got the shape I wanted, but any star will do. And I went ahead while I was out in the garage and I did put the little holes on each side with a drill bit. And now I'm going to wait for this to dry, and while that's drying I'll also put a coat on that, and then I'll be back again. Here it is finished and hanging outside on the front porch. You can see where I have put a coat of the antiquing wax over it. I drilled 2 holes and put some wire for a hanger and some raffia to just kind of set it off. Now I'm going to start on this 2x6. It's just a slice of a 2x6 that my husband brought home to me. And I, of course, stained it, and then I went ahead and painted the front. And then in Silhouette software, I found this, and I just made a box this size, which is, the size on this one is not quite 8 inches, just shy of 8 inches. And of course you're 6 inches across because that's your 2x4. But I cut it 8 inches long. Actually, it was already that. I just picked it up and left it at the size it was. And cut this pattern out in Silhouette Studio. I think that looks good. I don't have a squeegee. I'm always looking for one. Okay, we'll see if I can get that off of there now. Hold up some of my paint, but that's okay. I'm going to distress it anyway. It's just the little pieces. Well, that's going to be colored red, so it doesn't matter. I'll paint it. I'll save this because I'll probably reuse it till it won't stick anymore. Okay, this part here, the stripes go red. Make sure that's down on there good because I don't want any bleeding. So I'll go through here and do all the stripes here red, and then I'll put blue up here because it's covered. It'll keep my stars white. And then I'll distress on it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish this up because I don't see any need for y'all to sit here and watch me do this. Okay, I am going to finish pulling this all off and letting it dry good. And then I'm going to distress it. And I would imagine I'll go over it with some Mod Podge and some antiquing wax. Okay, now with this one, this is just a 2x4. And I don't know what size these are because, let's see, they're the same width almost as a 2x4. They're a little wider. And just probably less than 1 3/4 thick this way. There's just some boards my husband had that I just kind of measured out and cut to come up with this. Well, I didn't come up with it. I saw it on Pinterest. But I used what I have. Anyways, when you finish, it sets like that. And I cut out a star in Silhouette Studio. And now I'm going to do what I've done with all the rest of them is fill that in. And then I'll probably distress this also. Put a coat of Mod Podge on it and some antiquing wax. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. But I'm going to let this dry and go over it again because I want my star good and white. And when I'm finished, it'll be setting on there. And this will all set up, of course. Alright, I'm going to let that dry, go over it again, and then take it out to the garage and distress it some. Here they are finished, and I like the way they turned out. One is just a 2x6 that I cut a pattern out of my Silhouette Studio and stenciled on, and the other one is 4 pieces. I believe it's probably they're probably 2x2s, and then the one 2x4 shaped them into a flag and painted up, distressed them, and gave them both a coat of the antiquing wax. Well, I hope you like how these turned out. And until the next one, we'll see you later.